On to you, Capricorns. So within this month and next month, I'm actually not going to be doing readings to the frequency that I normally do because I'll actually be in training for a job. So it's a specialized job where I need a license. I'm not going to say what it is because people are wild on this internet thing. And but yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know. Happy New Year's, by the way. So when you try to explain to some people that you're really serious about something, and then people give you a hard time, and it's like, but you telling them what it is, but they telling you, that's why it is I'm flying out of the states because a lot of these relationships, this stuff is goofy. But anyway, you have the Strength card. You Capricorns have the King of Cups, and then you have the Sun card. So there's a sense of you Capricorn stepping out of your shell, and I've talked about it before. A lot of you have left behind being just left. A lot of you Capricorns are making a concerted effort to leave behind the doom and gloom, right? There was somebody in the comment section that got a little bit wild, and they talk about how Capricorns don't feel sad. Stop. I'm an astrologer. That's what we do over here. We tell the truth even if it hurts. Capricorn is the zodiac sign of doing yourself in. Capricorn is the zodiac sign of doing yourself in, being so sad to the point where you can't take it anymore and you want to do yourself in. It's literally the zodiac sign of that. So when I'm talking about, I ain't trying to hear all that nonsense. Oh, that's not how we feel. Cap. And so a lot of you Capricorns are learning how to be more attractive by learning how to be a lot more bright, a lot more forthcoming, open, willing to actually get to know other people without the sadness of your life, right? Without the holding on to that, harboring that. There's a lot of letting that go. Finally, actually being able for you Capricorns where you're changing in a way where you Capricorns are understanding to not allow that to make you into a saddened person, a person that just has this type of, well, you get into relationships, but you don't necessarily, if you see that it doesn't necessarily work out, then it is what it is. You still keep it pushing. It's not this sense of this is the one relationship to end all relationships, and if it don't work out, then it don't work out. Right? Which is going to help you Capricorns be able to decipher if a person is a good fit for you or if they're not. Then you have the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Because what these two cards are about is, again, a ray of sunshine, a certain kind of content and a certain kind of happiness that has washed over you. A certain kind of, I've talked about this before, past couple of days ago. Maybe it could be the person that you love, right? That you feel a certain kind of way. A lot of you Capricorns storm the comment section. Shout outs to y'all and let me know, yeah, you do like someone. You are in love with a particular person. And, this person may know. And this person isn't telling you no. So I see a lot of you Capricorns. Some of you Capricorns are like, oh, this is reversed. Okay, well, maybe it is reversed. But it is what it is. Whether it's a significant other, whether it's your own self-development that you Capricorns have felt, you feel amazing because you feel like you don't have to essentially deal with that stuff where you don't have to deal with the sadness. There's a sense of you Capricorns finally being able to legitimately move past that on to the next chapter of your life, which will make it easier for you to find somebody because, people, you know, some people will bash how happy you are, and that's because they're dysfunctional, right? It's because you're not holding on to the same stuff that you used to when you were younger. What some people are expecting you to hold on to anger and frustration your whole life. That's not you Capricorns anymore. So, because you Capricorns are not holding on to that frustration, worry, because the restrictions that Saturn places on you is only to help you be more creative, take a path that is less taken, so that you can be more prepared in life. I don't know if you Capricorns knew that or not, but you Capricorns may have looked at it like it was a bad thing. There's nothing that you got to understand. There's nothing that Saturn does that doesn't have a purpose to it. There's nothing that Saturn does that doesn't have a purpose. Saturn doesn't make you Capricorn stand on your own 2 feet for no reason. The reason why Saturn is so hard on y'all is because it's to teach you. You're the opposite sign of the crabs. The crabs are very sensitive, very soft, right? But it's within that softness the crabs learn how to defend themselves against a harsh world. Same thing with you Capricorns. You Capricorns have to learn that lesson. That's part of the reason why Saturn makes you go through stuff. It's so that y'all can actually learn from the experiences. You can learn to take that winding road. I've talked about this before, that Capricorn is very spiritual. It is. Capricorn is a very spiritual zodiac sign. Very, very, very spiritual zodiac sign, because it's the zodiac sign of Capricorn. One chooses which path they're going to take, whether it's religious or spiritual, as a choice. Oh, but I thought you said that Sagittarius is a zodiac sign of religion, and it is. But it's within Capricorn is when one chooses to leave the church and understands that life is their church. Life is their school. That the whole life is their school. It's not delegated or more so designated to one particular place. Life itself is their school. And then you spiritualize it, because spiritual people have a lot of what would seem like religious situation. It goes parallel. It doesn't touch, but a lot of them sometimes can go along the same lines. Meaning what? Meaning that you Capricorns know that I'm a spiritual person, right? And then I'm going to move on. You Capricorns know that I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. But I don't bash the people who are religious. But when I was younger, I used to bash religion. And I used to get into debates. Now I don't do that anymore. Because from wisdom and experience, I realized that even though I am not a religious man by any stretch of the imagination, any stretch of the imagination, it's ironic. Because the stuff that they say in the Bible or whatever, even as a spiritual individual, I still go through those types of situations that they say in the Bible. Being a hedonist and all of that, what Bible thumpers would consider me being a hedonist, I actually have those experiences as what they say is the anointed people, the people who are called and they answered the call and anointed and they actually put in work. I actually have those experiences as a spiritual person. So there's more than one way to go where it is that you're going. This is why Saturn has to be so difficult on you Capricorns. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So you Capricorns are taking the road, especially the ones that are here on my channel. You Capricorns are taking a road in which you have not embraced yet. But you Capricorns are starting to take that road, meaning that you Capricorns are starting to understand that you are different fundamentally from the vast majority of other Capricorns on Earth, meaning the ones who are here. You have gotten here. Let me say this. You have got here on the channel because you are fundamentally different from a lot of other Capricorns. And this is not me saying that you're special in that sense, or trying to turn this into like some sort of a cult or any of this goofy nonsense, because that's not what it is. What I'm trying to see, don't mix my words. What I'm trying to say here is you're fundamentally different because this is a spiritual channel. This is not a religious one. So you have learned to embrace that winding road, which is what Capricorn represents. Capricorn doesn't just represent the mountain. Capricorn represents the winding, twisting road, the crooked path, the path in which is not the easiest, but the path that has to be taken in order for glory and love and everything that you've wanted to have been had to have it. You have to go through these experiences, and they are not going to be easy. There are not going to be a straight arrows connection between 2 points. There will be winding. It will be deflections. There will be inflections. There will be all kinds of twists and winds and different things that you will have to overcome. And Saturn is doing that, specifically the Most High is doing that, right? Which is your spirituality, or that voice in your head, or that voice in your head, or that place in which thoughts come from, or whatever connection you think that you have, whatever kind of bond you have, right, with yourself and your surroundings, that is where it's leading you to. It's leading you Capricorns to being very educated. But the thing about it is that you have to start loving yourself. You have to embrace the things that work for you. And like I said before, you have to walk away from your type, right? You know, a lot of Capricorns have a type. You know, I've talked about the type many a times, you know, how Capricorns, y'all have a type. Y'all want this particular type. This type, that's Capricorn. And that type is what a lot of people get messed up today with. You know, 6 feet tall, this, that, the third. But that type, and a lot of you Capricorns are learning how to get over that type. You have gotten over that type, right? Kind of tease y'all for it because it's the truth, the type and stuff like this. But a lot of you have gotten over that type. And the situation with that is the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, which is you Capricorns learning how to be completely different than you're different than other Capricorns, because you've done something. I'm gonna say it like this: you've done something that a lot of Capricorns sometimes you've done something that it takes the majority of Capricorns their whole life to accomplish, which is peace, inner peace. Sometimes Capricorns, they only attain peace up until their 40s or their 50s, or sometimes later than that. And you Capricorns experiencing that in your 30s, in your 20s, in your teens. However old you may. Some Capricorns never experience inner peace. Ever. They live their whole lives without ever getting a chance to experience it, really. And you get a chance to actually experience it for real. And especially if you're doing it young. If you're doing it at a certain age, amazing. But especially if you're doing it young, why? Because you set yourself up on a one-way ticket for success. One-way ticket for success. Why? Because you learn the lessons faster. So you ain't got to go through all this lifetime of development to the point where it's like, you never get a chance to actually enjoy anything. You get a chance to enjoy the little things and the larger things, the bigger things, the much more grandiose things, right? Right? Capricorns, y'all, when y'all don't have content in your heart, right? Content, meaning you're peaceful. When a lot of you Capricorns don't allow peace to enter into your heart, y'all will ruin the life that you have. Even if you're accomplished and you'll have all these great accomplishments, cars, money, and all of this stuff, if you know how to accomplish it, you will be happy about those things. But within that happiness, it'll be this sense of longing for something and wanting something to happen to you, even if you've accomplished those things, right? I'm teaching you how to actually attain that stuff, the contentment, without having to feel like, oh, no matter, even if you got a car, a mansion, a house, whatever, a yacht, whatever, right? Whatever, right? You get that. You get the peace as well as getting the money. So now it's like you don't have this sense of, so now if you lose the car breaks down, it's not this sense of, oh, well, you crashing out hard because look at all the hard years of this worked out and built and all this stuff, and look at how easily it was taken away from you. If it gets taken away from you, right, because of an accident, now it's like, just go get another one. Why? Because I got it in here. So let's clarify the justice. That's what the Queen of Swords and the Justice is about. Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords, and then you have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Hermit, which is about how you Capricorns again, this is all about how you want this to be. You Capricorns can either, this is 100% based upon you. You Capricorns can either loathe the life that you have, or you can choose to be content. And the choice is up to you. And no one is, listen, you Capricorns need to start embracing the fact that you already have what you want. Inshallah. The Nine of Wands, and then you have the Hermit. And so a lot of you are in a situation where you still need some more development, though, is what I'm seeing. Because you Capricorns don't, some of you Capricorns will have a hard time being able to grasp what I just said, that you already have what it is that you're looking for. And that the love that you already, the love, the romantic love, you have to open your eyes to the possibilities. You're already getting, you're already getting it. You've either met that person before, or the person is showing you that. The money that you want, you already have some money. You just need to learn how to grow it, how to expand it. So the things that you want, you already have, a lot of you. You just have to learn how to scale it, right? Make it bigger, grow it, develop it. But you already have the things that you need, that you want, right? Do you have to be famous? Do you have to be, to everyone? Can't you just be a pillar in your own community? Because at the end of the day, even if you're a pillar in your community, you're going to get famous regardless, because people will talk about you and word spreads. So don't worry about needing to be the celebrity and chasing after celebrity, right? I'm known in 6 continents. I'm known. There's supposedly 7 continents that make up the earth. Obviously, people don't know me on Antarctica, right? But the other continents, I'm known every other where. I'm known in Asia, North and South America, Central America as well, Europe, and certain parts of Africa. You know what I'm saying? So Australia as well, you know, Australia in these places, right? New Zealand in these places, stuff like this. Even though I know New Zealand isn't a continent, it's a country, right? It shares its dominion with Australia and them. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, how did I do that? Was I looking to be famous per se? No. And I have a lot of Capricorn placements. Was I looking to be famous? No, I was looking to be rich. But fame came with this. Why? Word got out. So that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Contact me for a personal reading so you can to understand more of what your situation is. There's a link to that in the comment section below called a Linktree link.